Welcome to the secret world of plants where death isn't always the end. In this green universe, we often find ourselves fooled by appearances. A plant that seems lifeless, wilted, and beyond hope might just be in a deep slumber waiting for the right touch to spring back to life. Plant revival is a fascinating journey, a testament to resilience and the power of nature's second chances. It's a mix of science, a bit of art, and a sprinkle of magic, all rolled into one. And no, you don't need to be a seasoned gardener or a botanist to pull it off. With a keen eye and a few surprising tricks up your sleeve, you too can breathe life back into your seemingly dead plants. So how do you tell if a plant is playing possum or if it's truly kicked the bucket? Well, there are a few telltale signs that your plant still has a fighting chance. First off, check the soil. If it's bone dry, your plant might just be severely dehydrated. A little moisture might be the wake-up call it needs. Next, give the stem a gentle flex. If it snaps crisply, it's a bad sign, but if it bends without breaking, there's hope yet. Lastly, scratch the surface of the stem. Beneath that brown exterior, you might find shades of green, a surefire sign that life still lingers within. Remember, appearances can be deceiving. A plant that looks dead to the untrained eye might just be waiting for a helping hand to guide it back to vitality. Plant revival isn't just about saving a plant. It's about understanding the lifeline of these green beings. It's about learning to listen to their silent cries for help and responding in a way that encourages them to thrive. Now that you know your plant is not beyond saving, let's dive into our first life-saving trick. Ready for a shocker? Our first trick is the emergency trim. Now don't be alarmed, this isn't as dire as it sounds. In fact, it's quite the opposite. This little trick could be the difference between life and death for your plant. Here's how it works. When a plant is struggling, it's using every bit of its energy to stay alive. By trimming away the dead leaves and stems, we're helping the plant redirect that energy where it's needed most, to the parts that are still clinging to life. So, how do we do this? First, you'll need a sharp pair of pruning shears or scissors. Make sure they're clean to prevent any potential disease spread. Now, carefully examine your plant. Look for any leaves that are brown, wilted, or dried out. These are the parts we're going to trim. Let's get down to it. When trimming, always aim to cut at an angle, just above a leaf node. This encourages new growth and helps the plant heal faster. Be sure not to cut into the healthy green part of the stem. We want to preserve as much of that as possible. But what if the entire stem is brown or wilted? In that case, don't be afraid to cut it back down to the base. Remember, we're redirecting the plant's energy here. A dead stem is just a drain on resources. Now, a word of caution, trimming should be done carefully and sparingly. Over-trimming can cause more harm than good. Always take a moment to evaluate before making the cut. And there you have it, the art of the emergency trim. It might seem a little scary at first, but trust us, your plant will thank you for it. Remember, the goal is to help your plant redirect its energy to the parts that are still alive, and sometimes that requires a little bit of tough love. With the emergency trim done, you've taken the first step to bring your plant back to life. So, get those shears out and start trimming. Your plants are counting on you. Moving on to our second trick, we introduce the ice cube watering technique. Yes, you heard that right, ice cubes. It might seem counterintuitive, but this little trick can work wonders in reviving your plants. Now let's delve into the science behind this technique. Plants, especially those on the brink of death, need a slow and steady supply of water. Overwatering can be as harmful as underwatering, if not more. And this is where our frosty friends come into play. When you place an ice cube at the base of your plant, it doesn't just provide water. It does so in a slow, regulated manner. As the ice melts, it releases water gradually. This slow-release moisture supply helps to prevent the dangers of overwatering while ensuring the roots are adequately hydrated. It's like setting up a mini drip irrigation system for your plants. But that's not all. The cold temperature of the ice cube can also stimulate root recovery. Just as athletes use ice baths to help their muscles recover, the cold water can help to invigorate the plant's roots. It's a bit of a shock to the system, but in a good way. Now let's see this method in action. Visualize a plant looking a little worse for wear. Then we introduce an ice cube at its base. Over time, as the ice cube melts, the plant starts to perk up. It's slow but noticeable. The leaves become more vibrant, the stem stronger, and before you know it, the plant has sprung back to life. And the best part? This technique works on a variety of plant types. Whether you're trying to revive a succulent, a fern, or even a house plant, the ice cube watering technique can be a game changer. Isn't it cool how ice cubes can be a lifesaver for your plants? But we're not done yet. Stay tuned for our third and final trick to bring your plants back from the brink. Our third and final trick is something you might not have heard of before: the revival bath. Yes, you heard it right. A bath for your plant. While it might sound bizarre, this trick has been known to work wonders in reviving plants that seem to be on their last leg. The revival bath is all about submerging the entire plant, pot and all, into a bath of water. This isn't just a quick dip, though. The plant needs to be submerged for a specific period of time, which can range from half an hour to a few hours, depending on the size and condition of your plant. This method is particularly effective for plants that have been severely dehydrated. Even if your plant appears to be completely dried out, don't lose hope. Think of the revival bath as an intensive hydration treatment. It works by allowing the plant to soak up as much water as it needs directly through its roots. And why does this work? Well, plants, like humans, are mostly water. When they don't get enough water, they start to wilt and brown. By submerging the plant in water, you're giving it a chance to replenish its water stores and perk back up. To do this, fill a basin, sink, or tub with room temperature water. Carefully place your plant in the water, making sure the entire pot is submerged. Let the plant sit in the bath, absorbing the much-needed moisture. After the bath, let the plant drain thoroughly before placing it back in its usual spot. To see how effective this method is, let's take a look at a side-by-side comparison. On the left, we have a plant before the revival bath. Notice the droopy leaves and the brown spots. Now look at the same plant on the right after the revival bath. The difference is astonishing. The leaves are perkier, the color's more vibrant, and the plant just looks happier overall. And just like that, you've given your plant a refreshing spa day it needed for its comeback. But remember, just as with any spa treatment, moderation is key. The revival bath should be used as a last resort for severely dehydrated plants, not as a regular watering method. Keep this trick in your back pocket for those times when your plant needs a little extra TLC. Congratulations, you've just learned 3 shocking tricks to revive any plant. So, let's quickly run through what we've discovered today. First, we learned about the emergency trim, a method that involves carefully snipping away the dead leaves and stems to help redirect the plant's energy towards recovery. It may seem drastic, but it's a crucial step in giving your plant a fresh start. Next, we uncovered the ice cube watering technique. This trick uses ice cubes to provide a slow-release moisture supply, preventing overwatering and giving the roots a much-needed hydration boost. It's a simple yet effective method that works wonders for stressed plants. And finally, we dived into the revival bath, a lesser-known method that involves submerging the entire plant, pot and all, in a water bath. This method rehydrates the plant, giving it a new lease of life. It's like a spa day for your plant. Now it's your turn. Give these tricks a try and watch as your seemingly lifeless plants spring back to life. Remember, patience is key. Reviving a plant isn't an overnight process, but the reward of seeing your plant flourish once more is worth the wait. And as you embark on this journey of plant revival, we'd love to hear about your experiences. Have these methods worked for you? Do you have any other tricks up your sleeve? And share your success stories and additional tips in the comments. We can all learn from each other and continue to grow as gardeners. Before we part ways, if you found this video helpful and wish to learn more about gardening hacks and tips, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Join our green-thumbed community as we continue to explore the wonderful world of plants. Don't forget to subscribe for more gardening hacks and tips. Remember, every plant deserves a second chance at life.